I hadn't spoken to Ingrid in an hour and 3 minutes, and text me out of nowhere saying, what if I gave Takaru a key to my house? And I said, wait, I have the perfect meme for this. And I sent her the picture of the two like matching like heart keys that said, what if we locked in together? They're two sides of the same coin. And that's fair. It's actually insane because I was thinking quite literally last night in the shower about an episode of Friends. It's when Phoebe and Rachel are roommates. And I was like, that would be me and Ingrid.
Yes.
Where Phoebe doesn't want to buy anything that isn't like thrifted, or like Rachel buys that coffee table from Pottery Barn that's like over $1,000, and she tells her that she got it from like a street market.
Yeah.
And then like later on, Phoebe sees the window at Pottery Barn and she's like, oh my God, they stole all our stuff. Like, this is our living room. But Rachel keeps telling her that all of the items are from the days of yore.
We have a lot to talk about. We haven't sat down and recorded shit in a long time.
Our bodies have aged about 20 years. It's like, it is like learning to ride a bike all over again every time.
It doesn't get any easier. I'm still just as sweaty as when we started our first episode.
The whole like introducing ourselves is never not unnatural. That's a triple negative.
That being said, hi, I'm Sol.
I'm Em.
And this is Cherry Notes. We talk about music and K-pop and life. We've done a lot since the last like actual sit down episode. Our last episode was the Ghost 9 interview. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you to everybody that like watched it and like gave us feedback, and we got so much good comments, and Ghost 9 shared it. Everybody involved shared it, and that was really, really nice for us. And I'm glad that people enjoyed it, because I worked really, really hard on the edit. Lily worked hard on the edit. I ran it past like 7 different people before I could even think about posting it. Thankfully, we were together the day that it went up, because if we weren't, I would have been running around like...
And I conveniently scheduled the show review to go live while we were at the 127 concert. Great idea.
Shout out Ghost 9. Love you, Ghost 9. Miss you. Thank you once again to Studio Pop for letting us do all that. But you mentioned 127. We went to 127 damn near a month ago.
That's true.
Great show. I had a great time. I didn't think that I would be one to cry at an NTT show, but there I was, face to face with Jungwoo and crying.
What song did you cry during? You're like, there were so many.
There were so many. Okay, I knew that I was gonna cry to Sticker, which people that don't listen to NCT usually, you cry to Sticker? Yes, a likely thing for me to do. It was during fucking Bring the Noise.
Vroom, vroom, bring the noise.
It was when Jungwoo was in the middle, and I was like, well, likely thing to happen. Third song, Bias is in the middle, showing off their talent. I'm emotional. So that's what happened with me. We all had VIP floor.
Naturally.
We initially, me, Ingrid, and Tara initially had VIP seats. However, Tara, upon your suggestion, managed to exchange it through Ticketmaster and such.
Yippee! So we're all together.
And it was better that way, honestly. I feel like I had a much... Not that I wouldn't have had a good time in seats, but it's always nice to just be able to walk around and to just, like, dance, and especially NCT being one of your, like, alts and how I care for them a lot. I feel like it was a really cool experience for me to experience them firsthand like that. It's like how I experienced Dream. I experienced Dream knowing 3 songs on the floor simply because I wanted to go with one of my friends, and that's it. But yeah, How was your NCT experience?
They played Whiplash. Couldn't tell you what they looked like during it because I fell to the ground and started sobbing my eyes out. It's just one of those songs, and I explained, like me and Ingrid talked about this, but Whiplash is one of the songs that I never would have thought about ever seeing live.
Right.
So when it was happening, it was like crying in disbelief and like joy, but I don't remember it at all.
Mm-hmm. That's always the downside to going to like building up to this experience that you're gonna have, is while you're living it, you're trying to remember what is happening, and then after it happens, you're like, I don't remember anything that happened at all, actually.
Except there was, I think, I don't know, I don't remember what song it was that I have recording. My phone is just not recording anything besides me yelling and the blur of the light sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there wasn't as much room on the floor as there normally is, but I guess their stage was like their extended stage was a lot bigger than like went out a lot farther than I think we're used to. Johnny was really threatening me for a while.
Yeah.
And
you dressed up as Johnny. I dressed up as Jungwoo.
I did. In my No Clue outfit. Yeah, during soundcheck, I was like, fuck, Johnny. And then the show started, and I was like, thank God it's still Haechan. I don't know. Woof. Great night. Really. I mean, I was feeling those tall boys. Anyway, if you've never seen 127, I'm sorry for you. I saw them in 2022 on their Link tour. Mm-hmm. And that was back when it was OT9. And I was very lucky, and I got to see solo stages. I was in the freaking rafters, but it didn't matter like at all. It was still super fun. And with this one, we were missing like 2 members, but you really like, I don't want to say like you don't notice that they're gone, because you do, but like the way that they were able to have other members cover their parts, and like their energy, like nothing was lacking. Like, no. Like they definitely supplemented what they had to. They get the job done. Like, I don't know what else to say. And like live vocals. Oh my God. Raindrop. It's all coming back to me. My memory is getting flooded. Raindrop was the coolest shit ever. Like they do the whole like, thing. And then right before the end of the song, all the lights went out. This is not in the song either. This is part of the performance. All the lights go out in the entire arena. So it's pitch fucking black even the light sticks went out. Yeah. And then they had these like flashes of white lights with like thunder sounds. So it was like, ooh, storm. And then all of a sudden, 127 appears at the end of extended stage with fucking umbrellas. And I was like, that's just so cool. And Do Young.
Another threatening presence.
And Do Young. And Do Young was there too. But I will say, I have to make this comment too, because I said it at the show, but other people should know this. Mark Lee from NCT 127 is not the same Mark Lee from NCT Dream. Nope. The stage presence that he has between the two groups when he's performing, like it really is a whole different persona, but they are both him. Mm-hmm. He really is just like one of the greatest performers ever. And I can't wait for his new album. Pre-order First Fruit. By the time this comes out, you could probably just listen to it, but buy the freaking album. It's one of the greatest. It probably is the greatest solo release in K-pop history. I don't even give a fuck. Mark Lee he's that guy. You guys should be lucky to be alive at the same time as him.
Exactly. We've said it time and time again, but if you don't like Mark Lee, I don't trust you.
There's a problem with you.
There is something inherently wrong with you.
You're probably evil. That's the thing that's wrong with you. Like sometimes I get like when people are like, oh, this person is beloved and well liked by everyone. There has to be something wrong with them. It does not apply to Mark Lee. That boy is loved for a reason. I just saw him talking about how he's been sober since like last October or September or something. He was like, you guys should try it. I'm so proud of you, bro. Not me though.
Good for you.
I forget who's next on the chopping block. I mean, I think it's literally just Jungwoo and Haechan.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Do-young. Oh, duh. Well, he halfway out the door. He
has 1 foot out the door.
He's ready to go.
What else? You saw J-Hope.
I did see J-Hope. Coolest person in the world, actually. Not much to say besides that. I mean, the production was insane. He is definitely like just a visionary of what he wants to do and will do what he wants to do. And I think people who know him obviously know that about him. Soundcheck, he played both of like my favorite songs, and I was like, we're up. Similarly to how like 127 played, what did they do? They did Designer, Orange Soul, and then they did one other one that I was like, because I thought they were going to do regular, but they switched their Soundcheck songs every day. Oh my god, I forgot about regular live though. Like VVS my diamonds, bitch.
I had the lyrics pulled up on my phone. There's a video of that. It's really funny. Literally a video of me and Tara reading the lyrics off my phone because we hadn't memorized it prior to going to the show. There was one point during the show that Tara looked over at me, tears in her eyes as well. She's like, who would have thought that me and you would be at an NCT show crying? I don't know, man. It doesn't take much for me to cry, actually.
It's a lot of like I feel like shared energy is enough to like work people up to that point. I'll be crying at baseball games. Like everybody cheering. I'm like, so beautiful. We're all here for the same reason. I remember I went to like a local, it's like a minor league that we have here. And I like went to a game a few summers ago with a couple of my friends. And I was like, they are not built the way they used to be built. This isn't fun. Let me get my $3 beer.
Yeah. Yugyeom show. We also went to Yugyeom together.
I met the love of my life face to face, and I didn't even flinch.
It's true.
He was scared of me. I don't know. I just think Yugyeom has a very warm and comforting aura that I felt no fear. Mm-hmm. And then I immediately cried my eyes out after we walked away from him. Yep. And we were getting slurricane at the show, which felt great. Mm-hmm. The drinks were not that expensive. Shout out Talia Hall. Mm-hmm. Shout out Punch House.
Gotta be one of the best venues, honestly.
Super organized. They had their shit together. They had plenty of workers. Everybody could answer questions. Like we weren't. The only time we were confused is like when we first got there when we were in line. Mm-hmm. The VIP shit kind of pissed me off because we were there just far too early. Yeah. But I'm also glad because when we were doing the pictures, they kind of like split up this group of girls because they needed a single person. And since they were like at the very end, they were like, sorry, you gotta get up with these randos. Yugyeom was super fun though. Mm-hmm. Lots of baddies, lots of just older people too, like older than us at least.
Yeah. It was a very comfortable show. Like nobody... Not that people give us a hard time, but you know, when you go to a GA show, it's very much just like there are some people that don't know how to act. But it was a great time. We literally walked around the entire venue, like during the show.
Well, we had 4 different vantage points of the show at one. Like we were in every perspective.
Yeah, we were up pretty close to begin with, like during sound check, and then during the first couple songs of the show, and then more people started piling in, and we were like, all right, let's go to the back for like 1 or 2 songs, and then we did, and then we went up to the balcony, which honestly had the best view. Like we saw everything, and it was really cool seeing like the light sticks and stuff in such a small venue. After that, we went back down and just were in the very, very back.
And I had a beer. Well, then he was throwing water around during hard carry. Mm-hmm.
We almost like blew our voices out during hard carry.
The beginning of my hard carry video, you hear me go, ah!
I didn't even know you made that noise until we watched the video back.
Because it was happening. I can't believe LA got Mark Twain. And then Texas was having people fighting in the pit.
Texas got
and
rowdy.
Yugyeom called them out. Embarrassing. He was so sweet though. He did his best. He was like, oh, I can't speak English. My English not good, but I try.
We were like, okay, whatever you say, beautiful.
You speak that English, boy.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the few shows that me and you have been to together solo, like just us two.
The only show that we've been to together.
Not true. Ourselves. We went to Fiji Blue, but that was because one of our friends was playing too.
That was like a hangout. That wasn't like a show.
That's true. We also showed up late as fuck and left early as fuck. Yeah.
That was a gig.
Yeah. No, this was an actual like show.
And we had an experience.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody, possibly, who listens to this, maybe, lives in LA and is going to SM Town, hi. Hey.
You might see your favorite podcast there as well. Just might.
And Red Velvet's probably disbanding tomorrow, so that's awesome.
Oh.
I guess I'll see 3 of them and okay, also this whole like EXO shit, they like really are just like, yeah, EXO is 4 people now. Mm-hmm. Because they're so mad at CBX for like suing them that they're like, you're just not involved in any EXO shit ever again. Okay. So I'm just never gonna see Baekhyun with where my cream soda cream. Us watching that thing, we're like, we get it. You can sing. We get it. Yeah, but Chanyeol will be there, so.
And I'm gonna tumble down the stairs. Cause I don't care where our seats are. I'm rolling down them stairs.
You turn into Sonic.
Exactly. The fact that Chanyeol and Jungwoo and Jeno and Anton will be on the same stage at the same time on the same day. Kind of freaking nutty, brother.
If we don't get an NCT U song when all NCT units are there, I want to hear Inhale, Exhale. They're all there.
We need the band.
Resonate, raise it, resonate, raise it. They have the Lucas hologram. Missing all the beats.
The hologram's just delayed. No, that's how he danced in real life. Danced in quotes.
And like I've been saying, like if you're a Lucas supporter, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast anyway.
Correct.
But I made this joke that when the Renegade, whatever that horrible ass song came out, that the reason they made the CGI mouse do the choreo is because it was too hard for Lucas to do. And I stand by that.
You know, you're onto something there.
What if they did Super M? They can't, but like imagine if they did. Because like Baekhyun won't be there, Taeyong won't be there, Taemin won't be there.
No.
They just do Jopping with like 3 of them. They're like, fuck it. Kai, 10, and Mark can hold it down. Haechan still knows the moves. He wasn't even in that group. Your Kiss of Life is canceled.
I was drinking water. Yeah, they sure are. There's no coming back from that.
This girl that I follow, Ivy, she's like a black K-pop DJ. And she was like, I was just going to laugh it off until I saw the food spread. And people were like, you were going to laugh it off? And they were like, listen, like, and then all this YG leak shit.
Yeah, no, there was this tweet that I saw that was like, nah, the food is like next level racism. Like that, yeah. They did some research.
The collard greens and the cornbread.
Like, my favorite tweet that I saw was the person that like graded / annotated the apology. The apology.
See me in my office.
Oh man.
They were like, what races? What did you do? Who did this offend?
Too vague. Explain. There's no coming back from that. Like, you're done, dude. It's one thing for an artist to do something unintentionally and for, you know, someone like me and Ingrid to be like, he, they are Latina enough.
Yes.
It's another thing for the artist themselves to go, I'm cosplaying Latina today. What are we talking about?
Have you guys ever heard of this group called 1 or 8?
Let's talk about it.
Okay. Flashback. September, October last year. Just on the tube. This video comes across my desk. And I click on it because I like Big Sean. All of a sudden, like, I'm Kawasaki going faster. And I have to send it to my dear friend. And then we realize that they have another song. They only have 2 songs, and it's that one and their debut song, which is quite literally probably the best song ever made. Mm-hmm. Ryan Tedder won't acknowledge me for wanting to thank him. But if you ever get the chance to listen to Don't Tell Nobody by 1 or 8, you should. Earworm like nothing else.
Yep.
And it never gets old.
from then up until they released Don't Stop the Music mere weeks ago, we were surviving off of those 2 songs alone. And then we dove deeper, and there's unreleased stuff that they haven't put out. They've just been performing live, so we know those songs too. However, Don't Tell Nobody and Kawasaki back to back to back to back to back, and it never got old.
They have this bootleg showcase video where they perform their only 2 songs. And I think we have contributed about 1,300 views to that video alone.
And that's just together. Individually, it's probably more too.
Who's to say? There is not a single video of that group on the internet that we have not consumed.
It's true. Like, if you look up ONE OR EIGHT on any of our devices on YouTube, red bars. Every single video has a red bar on it. We've already seen it. Have you seen this new one? Yep.
We've exhausted the resource.
Yep. Did you see the new Instagram post? Yep.
Notifications are on for everything. They reposted our video on TikTok.
I forgot about that. So our obsession with ONE OR EIGHT grew so much that they announced that they were doing a Shukai fan meet in the States.
Specifically for us, because we were so obsessed. We manifested
a little too close to the sun, and I've never been to New York, and the Shukai is only happening in New York and LA. So I said the only logical reason right now is we go to ONE OR EIGHT in New York.
How else would we spend our Easter?
How else?
So if you see us in New York and we're Mama Say, Mama Sa, Makusa,
just know that's where we're meant to be.
Don't interrupt us.
That being said, I don't think ONE OR EIGHT is ready to meet us.
I'm very excited. I have a letter for my Juki.
Mm-hmm.
And the bag time outfits are in the works.
Mm-hmm. Do we explain bag time?
If you listen to ONE OR EIGHT, you'll figure out what bag time is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we can say, really.
It's just like, as soon as you look at something and you go, that's bag time. You get it. You get it.
You have to understand ONE OR EIGHT to understand bag time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all it really is going to take you is one listen through their discography.
All 3 songs.
It does not, it'll take you less than 10 minutes to understand what bag time is.
I thought it was really funny when we were first getting into ONE OR EIGHT, and they just had, Kawasaki and Don't Tell Nobody.
Yes.
And I was like, who wrote these songs? Like, we gotta know. And you looked it up and you said Ryan Tedder. And then I went, why does that name sound familiar? And you were like, he wrote this song and this song. He wrote most of the One Republic songs. And I went, I love One Republic. And then I looked him up. So I searched up Ryan Tedder and I saw his face and I went, girl, he is One Republic. Not only did he write the songs, he is One Republic.
I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm so excited for ONE OR EIGHT and Day Ones and Little Heart Attack and Tokyo Drift and Spellbound.
Let's go. Spellbound.
I was just listening to a song with Tara yesterday and I said this. Oh, it was Lucky One by EXO. The melody in Lucky One by EXO is like identical to the Spellbound chorus. And I said, I've heard this somewhere. But then when I tried to explain it to her, she didn't know what I was talking about because she hasn't watched their videos like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But yeah, it'll be our first fan meet that we've done.
And we were debating whether or not to do like an interview with them because that would be awesome. But like we kind of agreed to just experience this as fans because we haven't done a fan meet. And
we get to see our Mary.
I'm gua shaing with string. You see this?
Trying to get on Yuga's level.
Nobody can out gua sha the Yugs.
The Yugs.
Nobody can out gua sha him. Like when I show up to the gua sha competition and Yuga is my opponent.
You might as well go home.
I concede. That man knows his way around a jade stone.
For people that have never hung out with us or like have experienced us getting into a group, it's kind of started with Psychic Fever and it just kind of trickled down into every new group that we get into. But we have like an ongoing lore Bible about this member as this or this member. So this morning, me and Ingrid did ONE OR EIGHT members as cookies, and I have the list for
fuck
you.
me, I guess.
No, I wanted to get your reaction. That's why I waited. Here's the list, okay?
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. Neo is an M&M cookie. It just makes sense. Yuga, like when we were coming up with yugas, we were like, what's an angular cookie? No, we said yuga is biscotti.
I'm gonna think about that.
Baba is a butter cookie.
Okay.
Tsubasa is like the butter cookies that come in the sewing kit box.
I understand.
Yeah. Ryota is a double chocolate chunk cookie.
Beefy, yes.
Beefy, yes.
There might even be peanut butter cups in there for the protein.
Yeah. Takeru is a Keebler cookie.
Aw, little baby. Like, is he like the elf fudge cookies?
Yeah. Rhea is either frosted animal crackers or macarons.
The frosted animal cracker for sure. With sprinkles.
Yeah. Soma is an Oreo. And Mizuki.
He very well could be America's favorite cookie.
Exactly. And Mizuki's a Thin Mint.
Love a Thin Mint.
Exactly.
I love a Thin Mint. Oh, because I was like, I feel like we have to have a snickerdoodle in there somewhere, like something cinnamon. Not that saying Grizz, man, I'm not gonna say nothing. But I think of Tsubasa as like just a gooey kind of cookie. I feel like butter cookies are just hard.
They melt though.
Like he could be like a sugar cookie.
To me, and this could very well just be my palate, but like regular sugar cookies and butter cookies are just kind of the same thing to me, except for like the frosted sugar cookies that are like holiday themed.
Ew, no, those are nasty.
Ass.
Those are gross. No, I'm talking about crinkly sugar cookies that are thin and soft. I feel like butter cookies are closer to like shortbread cookies.
I love
like they're like they got cookie. Like me too, like trefoils, but like they got like a bite to them. It's too hard. Why don't we just ask them?
Right.
What cookie are you?
Do we want to do speed reviews?
We can start with 10 because I know we both have some words about that.
Yes. Solid rating. I want to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
And what's your favorite song? Oh, you said it was the Justin Timberlake "Enough for Me" song?
Yes.
It's so true. Great song. I have it as a 4.5 stars, so a 9. I really Waves is the only song that I really don't like. It's the only one I didn't, and the English version of Stunner. I'm not super keen on that. But Stunner is like such a track on its own that like it just Butterfly is my favorite song off of it. It's different for him, but I love it, and I cried when I first listened to it. Just like when the chorus hits it, like it's this album is just so full sounding. Like I don't know, sonic masterpiece. Love that.
It's just well rounded, and I like that a lot, especially because he's not marketed as much as like other artists are, especially on SM, but like he did so well, and he won his first award for it, and good for him.
Exactly.
Stunner's so good. Bumble was the first track that got released, and it was such an earworm. It scratches my brain real nice.
And it's extremely Neo.
I love the dance. I just love the way that he dances too in general, but the dance, I've seen people with like 3 likes on their TikTok come up on my For You page and do that dance, and they rock it, and I'm like, that's how you know it's good.
My next album that I have is Hot by LE SSERAFIM. I give that an 8. My favorite song off of it is Ash. This album is very different than their normal stuff. I still feel like they don't have a sound to them, but I love Ash and So Cynical. They're very, very good Euro pop songs, and they're great.
I didn't really have any notes, and there wasn't any songs that I particularly liked over the others, so I think I gotta listen to it a little bit more. So I don't have a rating at this time. My next album I have is Beautiful Mind by Extraordinary Heroes. The rating that I give that album is a 7.5, simply because the title track, Beautiful Life. Listen, I understand why people like it, and it's because they're fans of Queen, they're fans of My Chem. Extraordinary Heroes is inspired. That's like one of their biggest inspirations is like Queen and My Chem and like classic rock and whatever. But me and you had this same realization when we listened to it when it first came out, but it was like, it started off really good, and then they hit that like theatrical Queen, My Chem type hook, chorus, whatever, and it just went on for too long, and it kind of like, you don't have to emulate your favorite artists in order to be good, and that's the whole track essentially. So when I listened to the whole album, I was like, so they don't have this sound on the rest of the album. So if you're going to do something like that, at least be consistent with it, or do it in a completely new way, do an interpolation, do something else with it that isn't almost a direct copy. I don't know. But then again, that is just my opinion, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to. Just like I don't have to like the song if I don't like it. But true. The rest of the album is great. There's like 1 or 2 pop punk songs on there that I appreciated. Diamond is my favorite track off that album. It just has all the elements in a rock song that I appreciate.
My next one is Ultraviolet by Mashiho. He is an ex-Treasure member, and he released his first full-length album, and it rocks. It is probably so far in like my album of the year running. I've literally been listening to it nonstop. There are like some songs that sound like Old Treasure, which makes me super happy because Old Treasure was really, really good. I have so many songs off this that I really, really like, but I think like Tadaima or UV are probably my favorites. It's really diverse. Like there's some like really like upbeat pop songs, and then there's like more like R&B, like rap style, and then there's like some like pop ballads. Like, I don't know. Really well-rounded album. Super, super good. I love it. Oh, that didn't sound like anything. Anyway, I love it. For the record, I have no intention of listening to the Extraordinary Heroes album. Okay.
And that's fine. I'm keeping with the theme of like Korean rock, and I'm talking about Dragon Pony. I've mentioned them once before. I think I've added them for cherry picks. They came out with an EP called Not Out. Quick description of Dragon Pony. They're a 4-member group. They're great, man. All the stuff that they've put out recently has just been such good, like they are rock stars. That is a rock band. And Not Out is great. I give it a 9 out of 10. The song I liked off of it a lot is Waste. I didn't really pay attention to the titles as I was listening to it, like I do with most albums, because I usually listen to them like while I'm driving or like cooking or something. But the song Waste, it's just a good like it's great. But yeah, Dragon Pony, check them out. You'll enjoy them.
My next album is another album of the year contender for me, which is Sasami's Blood on the Silver Screen. Just great. I don't know. I explained it to my sister as like Lana Del Rey meets like Early Borns.
Okay. Yeah.
But then she has these like rock elements in it that are just really, really, I don't know. I love this album. I know you listened to Slugger and didn't really like it. I started this album, I think like towards the end, and let it play through. So like the first song that I listened to off this, whenever a new album comes out, like by an artist that I like, I'll just go to the album, pick a random song that I like the title of, and then I'll start there sometimes. Like I'll just listen to that, and like if I like it, then I'll listen to the rest of the album. So I started with Honey Crash and then listened to it from there. So I didn't get to Slugger until like 6 songs into listening to it, because it started from the bottom and looped up. And I didn't listen to Slugger when it was a single. Yeah. So it wasn't, I guess, like I get why you wouldn't like it if that's like what first comes out, especially in comparison to her older music. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I really, really love this album. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and it's hard for me to pick a favorite song because I really, really like a lot of them, but I picked I'll Be Gone, which is the 3rd song on the album. And I have my theory about 3rd songs on albums, but
what is your theory?
It's typically good artists will make the 3rd track on their album the best song on the album. It's kind of like picking C on a multiple choice test. It's just like the sweet spot. I don't know. Love that song. Claro has a feature on it.
My next album is Pink Crush by One Pact. I love this album down. It is a 9.5 out of 10 for me, simply because it is the only thing that I listened to for like 2 weeks after it came out, and I have 2 favorite songs off of there. 2 of the 7 songs on that album are just on loop constantly for me, and that is 100 and Wild. I don't know, something about Wild scratches my little brain real nice. They just came out with a performance video for it, so I have yet to watch that, and I'm very excited too. But yeah, Jay Chang, I'm sorry I was unfamiliar with your work. I appreciate your voice. It's awesome. I didn't realize that I liked their last album too until I like let this album play all the way through, and then Spotify does the like it'll just start playing other songs by them and like related. I listened to their other EP that came out before this one, and I was like, wow, I have most of these songs saved, but I just didn't listen to the entire EP like front to back. So then I did, and I was like, you know what? One Pact is good. One Pact is good. That's not a revolutionary statement, but it's a new one for me.
My last album that I'm going to talk about is the Lady Gaga album, Mayhem. I'll make this as quick as possible, but if you know, Lady Gaga is like my number one original idol of all time. Like, correct. That's my queen. I had a fantasy in my kitchen yesterday about if I ever met her, and I was full on sobbing in a hypothetical situation in my brain. But yeah, her album is a 10 out of 10 for me, and like not even in a way where it's like literal bias, like because her past albums I've liked her. Like Chromatica was really good, but like I wouldn't give it like a 10 out of 10. Like I think the last album I would give her like a 10 out of 10 for is probably Born This Way, and that's like a long time ago. Art Pop was great, not a 10 out of 10. Joanne, great, not a 10 out of 10. Yeah, this album is like a culmination of all of her sounds that she's ever had. You can hear like her different eras and moments in different songs, and it's just really beautiful. Like it just feels like her. It sounds like how she used to be, super free. And she's even said that in like interviews with this album that like she hasn't been who she wants to be. Like she's like been going through stuff and yada, yada, yada. But now she like feels safe to be like her full self again. And I think that's very obvious in this album. And I just love it so much. My favorite song off of it is Vanish Into You. I could listen to that song for like ever. It's so, so good. Her vocals on this album are insane. I like when I was live reacting to it, like with my sister, like texting her, and like every single song, I was like, she got in that studio and was singing. Like her and Takaru are the same height. They are.
They are. And they're equally as talented.
Ooh, Lady Gagita.
She even said in an interview too that she was like, I know that this is what y'all have been waiting for.
Yes.
She's like, I understand that. I felt like I couldn't give it to you, and I felt like I couldn't tour an album such as this because I wasn't ready. But now, you know what? I am. And I'm ready for you guys to hear this and like all that jazz, and awesome. Like as soon as Abracadabra came out, like that was just.
They said Lady Gaga singing in Wingdings again, we win. And I was like,
speaking of Abracadabra,
Dragon Pony cover.
Dragon Pony did a cover of Abracadabra
for like 30 seconds, but it's amazing.
It was great.
So when Disease came out, Disease was a pre-release and no one cared about. I remember listening to Disease when it came out, and I texted my sister. I was like, dude, she's back. I was like, I remember specifically being like, what the fuck is his name? The Minister of Magic. I was like, Minister of Magic voice, like, she's back. Like, that is exactly how I felt listening to Disease. And then Abracadabra came out, and I was like, yup. I didn't even listen to Abracadabra. I only saw the clips of it online and like people dancing to it and stuff. I did not actually listen to that whole song until it came on at like a bar that I was at. And I was in the bathroom when it came on, and I was like fully in there fucking dancing. And I didn't leave the bathroom until the song was over.
My last one is Internet Hometown Hero by Miko. Great album. My favorite song off that is probably Senses, if not Homesick. Homesick was the one that like kind of went a little viral on TikTok. He also went viral on TikTok like a while ago, or when he first started putting out his music, because people were like, oh my god, you sound like Brendan Urie, you should post Panic at the Disco covers. And that's what he did for a while. And then he's like, I also like 5 Seconds of Summer, can I do that? And there are some songs on here where I'm like, this is straight up just Luke Hemmings. This is just Luke Hemmings on the mic. But no, I think it's a great album. Subject matter is exactly what you think the album is going to be based off the title. But I give it an 8. Alright.
I had to get a money bag.
Yeah, we're gonna close out the episode with "Don't Tell Nobody" by One or Eight, so you can get just a little taste. Just a little taste of what they sound like.
Thank you, Ryan Tedder.
Thank you, Ryan Tedder. Love
Thank you, Ryan Tedder. Who said that?
Who said that? Gonna be in New York soon. We're going to vlog, so be on the lookout for vlogs and content and such. If you want to keep up with us on social media, it's at Cherry Notes Pod on everything. Social media is constantly updated by Ingrid, so if you see random comments on TikToks and sharing things on Twitter, it's all Ingrid. So follow us on there. Keep a lookout.
One thing about us, we want it like this, and we want it like that.
Us showing up to the meet and greet.
I really want it like this, but I want it like that, you guys. What should I do? You have to get in your bag.
It's bag time.
You have to get in your bag, guys.
It's gonna be bag time in real life so soon.
Bag time live. And I already got my... Almost just fell. I already have my script.
Exactly. Thanks for listening. Okay,
Thanks
bye.
for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Scared. Bye.
I had to get in my bag cause I want it like this and I want it like that, yeah. Girl, you're looking pretty in person. I'ma get it bustin' in a black Hellcat. Won't die that I'm 99. Them on and on lease, told your money ain't wine. It ain't over till it's over. To hell with all the reasons.